These hard drives are not going to fill themselves. Greetings and welcome to Die Dragon Die presents Flotsam and Jetsam Season 2, Episode 9. I am your host, Adam is the DM. It is my fellow player. How is everyone?
I'm the star player!
You are the number one! You are
Yeah,
number one, sir.
I'm here!
Yes. You gotta be awake for that, though.
No, I'm turtle man.
Sorry, I got you, buddy.
I've got too many kids making decisions for me.
Sapping your strength. Oh, I know. It's like the negative levels won't go away until they're all 18 and out of the house.
Yeah, well, they're all gone right now, having something like eating or whatever. So that's why I'm awake. As soon as the energy. No, without me, he looks depressed. Yo, Fox, what's going on, man?
Bug Daddy.
Papa, Papa. He hates this, Papa.
He hates this. There's a formula around parental IQ tests. Like your IQ drops with respect to children. I don't know how accurate that is over time, but it's been generally pointed
it's
to
not
like
that it drops, it's you just don't care.
I don't care.
Like,
There's a cube, but it's got sides, and you spun it. What side is facing me?
I'm saying all this is fun. Saying this is a lot of fun, but it's like I got spare time. I look forward to Mondays. So I work at home and everyone's out. So.
Lack of sleep for solving problems and that sort of thing is absolutely awful. Like this week, I had to get up at 4 a.m. I didn't get to bed till like midnight or so, and there was a bad connection with somebody I was calling for some medical stuff, and they were having a technical outage where I guess it was very echoey on their end. So they're like, "Could you please spell your name using the phonetic alphabet?" You know, like A is for apple, and like not the military one, but I couldn't do it because I was also trying to turn off noise making things in my apartment, and all the things that I thought of with so little bit of sleep were other people's names. So M for Maria, I'm like, that doesn't work. And it's like, why can't I do this simple improv exercise? I'm like, oh yeah, you've had 3 hours of sleep, and
T is for pneumonia.
Right. So I ended up just like really loudly and very slowly spelling my name, and the nurse kept on asking me to go A for apple, and I'm like, no, I'm just not gonna do this thing that apparently my brain isn't on yet.
Right dude, but wrong time.
Right.
I did something very similar.
I wasn't
I
having
don't remember
it.
the example, but I think I said K as in night.
Right.
So
all the words were like, this is more confusing, and then I just refused to do the exercise.
Well,
M is for
word
Maria.
starts
A is
with
for Adam. It's like, no, this is some sort of recursive weirdness.
Well, you've also got a family name that's got some challenges too.
Oh yeah, it's a very long.
You
very
took
long.
this one in a
But
crowded
we
room.
we stopped in the middle of Marty.
Marty.
And so that was like no sleep, unable to do the mental exercise while trying to like
quieting down
multitask.
little
Well,
things.
no, I was trying to like turn off fans and things like that, and you know, like It's
so there are multiple little things making noise around you, and you're trying to stop them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know how that feels.
So there was a moment afterwards. I'm like, oh, I have this new appreciation for all that. And anyone who's got gaggles of children. Yep.
Not like chloroform child.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
That was my week. A bunch of medical appointments that I put off because I was gone for the summer. So, how about you guys?
I was traveling. I turned 40 on Sunday, so as is tradition, you
Get shot
travel
with a
for
40
work
caliber. Oh, never mind.
on your 40th birthday.
we haven't told him yet. Nobody in society now cares about you, Adam.
No, there's not. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares about a 40-year-old man. No, no one does. No, nobody fucking gives a shit. You're too young. You're too young to be like, oh, you're old, like, and like you're too old to fucking.
Oh,
no,
dude,
no,
it's serious.
Yes.
We
also offline we also said happy birthday to Adam.
Yes.
This is not our fucking asshole way of saying happy birthday.
It's one of those things, like, my wife is like,
it was my birthday. Yeah, whatever, dude. Play
how can you don't like
we talk
get a birthday,
offline,
like, get a cake or whatever? It's like because my birthday's near Halloween.
Yeah,
like never in my life was my birthday ever a thing because
you're already going to get the injection of.
Well, it's right before Halloween, so
yeah.
it was always just wait for Halloween, right? So. Anywho, I spent my birthday traveling to the States, and then one of the PMs was out, and the guy who rented the car only didn't get the extended insurance. So I'm trying to passenger, and I've got a driver who's not the most calm, or like the guy who's not comfortable driving is the guy who's basically said, I have to do all the driving. And then two guys who are like trying to make certain we die in a fiery wreck. Like, I guess they don't want to go, they don't want to get to the destination. So they're pestering the driver because they think it's funny, right? Like, so we've got one guy behind me whose directions are like, go left, go right, no, straight, no, you missed it, left, right, like everything's an emergency and it's not useful.
Go on, incoming
it's
traffic.
not helping. You're on the 401.
So,
and then I got the guy on the other side.
So it wasn't a relaxing trip, is what you're saying.
No. The guy on the other side
knuckling the whole way
has learned the funniest trick, which is we're a bunch of automotive engineers, and we were in a Mazda, and Marty, you don't plan on being sponsored by Mazda at any point in time.
No.
This thing was a giant hunk of shit. It was a brand new CX-9 big SUV thing. It god awful. They ripped off a Mercedes center console. All the buttons were like clicky and cheap. The infotainment system didn't operate very well. The transmission could never select a gear properly. It just was not. It had a big sharp part on the dashboard right by my knee. So every time I got in the car, it would cluck me in the knee. So I have a bruise on my knee from the fucking. Anyways,
they don't plan cars for 8 foot tall.
I know. I'm 99th percentile height. I
would be fine.
The mechanical guy learned the new game of intermittently. Yeah, for you, you'd be fine. You poke the window down because disengaging the motor for the window to come down makes a big clunk noise. And he thinks it's funny for the clunk noise to go behind the driver, who then goes, right? So he thinks this is a funny thing to do on the 401. He tried to kill us all. Stop it. I'm going to come back there and beat you to death. Like, I literally had to
What an asshole. What an asshole.
Watch, they're going to die now.
He had the fun. It was the purest joy I've ever seen in a grown-ass man. Was him going ka-chunk and him going, ooh.
Adam, answer me this. How many kids does that guy have?
That guy has 3.
Okay, gotcha. I understand him. I completely understand why he did it.
Oh, he's like, this is funny.
He was dropped.
He doesn't care anymore. He's like, we're gonna die? Done.
I might get some rest.
Oh no, the guy was basically Ahmed with the whole like, I'm teaching my kids good habits, and it's like, but why are we stopping at Tim Hortons to get donuts? It's like, well,
these are good habits.
Yeah, teaching them good habits.
I'm out of the
equation. I do. Yeah.
Anyways,
what are you doing, man? You doing something fun?
Fox, we are not doing Halloween. Every time we have a Halloween episode, something really bad happens to all of us. So no, we're not doing a Halloween episode.
Completely
right?
up to Adam.
It's like we get derailed, we lose characters and shit.
I thought the first 10 games were the Halloween episode.
I thought about doing a Halloween focused episode, and then I've kind of already did it. So,
yeah, you're chased by ghosts, monsters.
Like, is there a giant ghost ship full of rum pirates, headed up by like ghostly demons and things following you?
Not yet.
There's a very strong probability. Do I want to destroy the boat you just got?
Not yet.
Not yet. No.
Yeah.
The unhappy barnacle.
Sad particle.
Time for the Banshee
Yeah.
pirate captain who worships colossal shark demon lord. Oh my god, nightmare fuel.
What have I been up to? Not much. So I don't play as much video games as I used to, but there's I'm a big fan of Monster Hunter, and I've played all of them. And the beta came out recently for the Wilds, which come out in February, and it is super good. They have been getting better at optimizing the things that work and diminishing the things that don't at a rate that doesn't disjoint the games. And it's I think they've really hit a good spot where they are now. Like the gameplay is so sweet, and it's such a beautiful game. So just look up some gameplay of it. It's really good.
I've been continuing my
Celesta.
the
card game.
The collecting of Spellfire.
Spellfire, that's it. Yeah.
So I've got quite a few cards that are on the way. Plus, a lot of them have come in. I'm at the point now where I'm just waiting for shipments to come in, and then I use the Wayback Machine to go to the Spellfire site to find the community-built cards. There were 4 sets of them that you were supposed to print out as stickers and put them on the dupes that you didn't care about anymore. So what I've done, today's exercise was, and they're really low-res images, so I'm having a bit of a hard time, but the first test is I took one set and actually in paint just kind of put them over top of like a card so that they actually have a border, and then I found a site that will actually do like custom
stickers.
Custom cards.
Oh.
So instead of printing out stickers, I'm like, no, I'll just actually make the card and find the image for the Spellfire on the back end, and so I did that was this afternoon.
Got some knockoff Spellfire cards.
some community generally accepted community cards. There are 4 sets that I had to go back 10 years in Wayback Machine to actually find. So I have all the images, and I made the first set today, and we'll see how they print and if they're legible, as a product. But yeah, that was my fun task today. And then if they work, I'll print out an extra set for Luke, who we've been having epic Spellfire.
How did your 2 decks? You had 2 decks.
I beat him. So he beat me the first game. Now what I did was I didn't use my most powerful cards. I made a world-themed deck. I did Forgotten Realms plus the generic AD&D world, and he had mostly Forgotten Realms and Ravenloft. So I'm like, I'll just build a deck that is world-based as opposed to picking the most ruthless cards that you can find. That will be the next time. And he won the first game. I'm like, uh-oh. I won the second game. He won the third. I then won the 4th, 5th, and 6th game. So I finally figured out how the deck played.
Yep.
And you get unlucky a couple of times and get used to how I fucking hate Strahd. This card is like, oh, I'm defeated. I turn back over the next player's turn. You get to face me again. It's like, oh god damn it, vampires. Fuck you in your coffins. Anyways, so we've been having fun doing that. That's my nerdy update. But we started that when I got back in early October, and I haven't really played video games since then because it's been organizing, shopping, and now printing out cards and building decks. And I've made my absolutely my best card deck. Like I'm gonna fucking school him. I'm gonna school him so bad. It's not funny. Some of the cards are just mean, and they're just like, no. I'm gonna overwhelm him with mean.
We're at a good point because originally I remember the thought process. I don't know if Luke is watching, but one of the risks was like he doesn't want to play anymore.
Right.
Yeah, next week.
Him winning the first game, and I was trying. It was like, okay, so Spellfire, there's an action economy, and if you don't draw the right cards, even if you have them all in your deck,
it's like there's random.
Yeah, there's random, and there are some cards that block you from attacking. So if you don't have the right
counterspell
hero or counterspell or counter card, you're kind of stuck. So yeah, it's good. No, he's all in. So it's good. I sold him a bunch of my dupes. I'm like, to be nice, give me the list of your wants from your base set. And I went through and I sold him a bunch of dupes. I looked at some cards and I went, oh, fuck.
I don't want to give you.
I don't want to give you the wish spell. It's like one of the best cards in the game. I'm like, but I've got 3 of them. If he ever finds out that I have 3 and didn't sell him one,
it'll be a very challenging conversation.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I fucking sold him some good cards. There is one set where I'm delaying the selling of.
That's what you beat his ass. Next time after you play, then you'll...
Exactly. It's the Underdark set.
Hey, guess what just came in?
Yeah. Anyways, I'm delaying that one, but I actually told him I'm delaying that one, and he laughed. But that's fine. Anyways, that's our nerdiness for the week, or for the month. Let's do a recap what happened last game. Emergency. The pirates of the Happy Barnacle leave the Squibs for the open sea. Soon after leaving port, they come across a guild ship. Molgromere leads his crew in the Happy Barnacle's first act of piracy. Sodak and Lehida develop a method of deflecting incoming siege weapon fire. That was so awesome.
That was really good.
Sunwoo completes a special magic item for Banta. Whilst anchored near the Bloodcove, the Happy Barnacle is attacked at night by 2 flying menaces. And we've captured one of those dastardly manticores. I think is where we left off.
Yes, that was where you left off.
We have our shopping lists and
I
things that
did
we wanted.
update the treasure.
You did or did not?
I did.
Okay.
I did it during the countdown, as good DMs always do. Don't do a boring thing in front of people. All right, so you've kidnapped. Sorry, kidnapped's a little bit harsh. You have successfully captured and brought a manticore on board your ship. Molgromere did tell you that these things can be smart. And I want to call him Puck, but his name is Sebastian. Sebastian corrected Molgromere in that this is actually like a very strong and worldly manticore. So it could be smarter than some of your crew, but nowhere near as smart as he is.
Are you saying this is like an advanced manticore?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
It's int 11.
Not dumb like Troll.
No. Although technically still a magical beast, which means you could animal handle it. Still animalistic.
Right.
Despite being really smart.
I think for the rest of the evening we've got Chitin and Jin watching the manticore.
Okay.
And we've tied that son of a bitch up. We'll let it heal. As long as it's not bleeding out, we'll let it heal on its own. But I think we're keeping it pretty much subdued.
Okay. Give me your whomever's take 20 CMB.
Jin.
Okay.
Grapple CMB, right?
Yes.
44.
Okay. And then what did you use to tie it down?
Ropes and chains.
Okay. So.
And we have some chains that are in our treasure. Give me a second. The drowned man chains are +10 or +5 to the burst DC.
Okay.
So we'll use those. and we're tying up its tail around its body so it can't like flick its tail around. Like put a bag around the end of its tail, tie that up.
It flicks its tail, chop it off.
Well, yeah. And then we're also binding its wings so that it can't fly.
So Sebastian is confident that you can chain a manticore, But a big one like this, you would need special chains, and you lo and behold have special chains. So you believe that you've secured the manticore.
We found these chains in the grindy low lair. They're immune to corrosion and resistant to acid. Not that this thing is dripping acid.
There is a Fox. Sorry, I just saw the note there. Yeah, the turtle's crew was attacked by some sort of thingy that was kind of banshee-like. So it could have a colossal shark for sure.
Fox are no longer friends.
I also watched the Jaws series in the last 2 weeks.
The first Jaws is really, really good.
Oh, the acting of the improvised scene where they're drunk and it's like they're trying to relieve pressure on the boat, but not pressure in the movie was like really good.
Really good. Are you familiar with the Bad Hat Harry film company?
No.
They made like The Usual Suspects and a bunch of other movies. They made a bunch of really good movies. That's from Jaws, where where the guy's making fun of the other guy's hat. That's a bad hat, Harry. that was this film company that made a bunch of kids that I really a bunch of shows I really liked in the 90s. Yeah.
Bad Hat Company.
Bad Hat Harry. It's a production company. Okay.
All right. So did we get through this evening?
This evening you get through. The other manticore doesn't come back to settle any scores. It doesn't, attack this manticore with barbed tail hooks in the darkness to prevent you from learning anything. The morning rises. As the sun begins to rise, you can see a coastal city. I'm going to go to the Bloodcove map. And I'm going to unfog. You were about 2 miles out at sea, so you can see it in the great distance.
Has anyone on our crew been to Bloodcove before? I know Molgromere was a pirate. I don't know.
All right, so Molgromere and I want to call him T'Challa, but that is completely incorrect. I don't know why I want to call him T'Challa. No.
Which map are we on, by the way?
So currently, I'm navigating back to the Happy Barnacle. We'll do some rolls. All right, Sebastian has probably been to Bloodcove, so he has a 50-50 of having been to Bloodcove. Sodak has a 1 in 4 chance of having been to Bloodcove.
Okay, if I roll a 1. Yep, Sebastian's been here before.
Okay, and Molgromere has a 1 in 4 chance of having been to Bloodcove. Banta has a 1 in.
Molgromere's been here.
Okay, so
get all those ones out of the way.
Banta. Nope, neither of my guys.
Okay, and I'm just going to say, Siren. I will roll for that. Siren has been to Bloodcove.
Nice.
Yes, many people have been to Bloodcove. Daedalus. Daedalus has not been to Bloodcove.
Maybe they don't like slavers here, or he was busy on his boat, or he was already a rower by that point.
Yeah. Okay. Who is trying to understand what about Bloodcove?
What's the protocol for sailing in? Like, we're flying our squib right now, so...
All right, so give me a second. So Bloodcove, give me a knowledge local. And I'm going to go over to the Bloodcove.
Does this fall within knowledge local shackles, or is this outside of the shackles?
Oh god, it's so big. Phrasing. This would be knowledge local shackles, or a better one would be knowledge local Pungan territory.
Okay. Everyone's gonna aid. Whoops.
Knowledges?
Everyone's gonna aid Sebastian. So Molgromere's aid +3. I think the 3 people who spent time in the cabins quarters talking about what we're going to do here are Siren, Sebastian, and Molgromere. +5 aid. All right, Sebastian gets a 40.
40?
Yeah.
So,
He is definitely built in the style of Barnabas.
Barnabas. Except a Barnabas that you can stick in a closet for days.
Right? Yeah, exactly. You're going in here now.
You're going under the outhouse. You just live there for a while.
Instead, they gave him legs.
All right, so so this is the capital of the Pungan territory. This particular region is known for trading in slaves, so slavery is okay at this port. In fact, of the 3 local ports, it is the most likely to allow trading in slaves. You want about docking protocols?
Yeah, do we just sail in, or?
Yeah, you can sail in either under a pirate flag or under your squid. Either or should be all right in this region. If you do sail under a pirate flag, though, you do know that there are different sets of politics that apply.
I think we're sailing in under our squibs.
Squibs.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like if you sail in under a pirate flag, then you're in pirate politics. And you know that the leader of this city, and it is a city, it's like a metropolis, it's very large, does call himself an admiral, right? That's what he's an admiral in a castle. All right. Any other questions you have about Bloodcove before you sail in?
No, I think we'll figure it out as we go.
All right. The city itself, it actually is like a channel where on the south here there's a waterway that can be acts as a passage through to the interior of the
Can you force us to the map that you?
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
map name, please.
Force players to current map.
Okay.
I'm waggling my mouse around like a crazy person.
Yep.
You're like over here. I'm like, yeah, we can't see that.
And then so there is a central government, is basically what you're saying.
There is a central government. Yeah, this is the capital of a territory.
Pungan. Okay. Yeah, I was looking for the spelling. Capital of Pungan, and the leader is some dude called an admiral.
Yep.
And he's a pirate?
The Grand Admiral. He used to could pirate. Calling him a pirate is probably not. It would not be off base.
Okay. So this place has, as a metropolis, it's got a place where we can dry dock. It's got a place where we can sell our goods. It's got a place where likely we could drag the manticore.
Yeah. Typically, if you're coming in just for a quick resupply, you would be going to Free Trade Square, and basically this island right here in the south is where you're entering, but not really entering. Officially, this is like a neutral territory for people to just resupply their boats and leave. You know that the more interesting or expensive things would be on the interior past the, there's a, in fact, I'm just going to...
All right, so I've got a question about our boat and repairing. So I read somewhere, I did some reading about the ship rules, and it said, well, specifically make whole, you treat ships like they were constructs for hit points repaired. Are we still sticking with the rule that there's hard damage? And
I would like there to be hard damage and soft damage.
Okay, all right.
I think that is more fun and more engaging.
And then I did find in the stat block for our ship that you gave us, the hit points for the sails were...
I think so. Yeah, I was grabbing that from another sheet, and I think that was per sail, and I think your ship has 3 sails, which is where that number comes from.
All right. So okay. And then our steering wheel and oars are also things that you can attack, which is really interesting.
Yep.
So there's a bunch of ship upgrades that we want, but I think the first step is to buy mithril. Where do you would that be in this area, or would that be in deeper within the city?
So Free Trade Square is usually where you would start.
Okay, we'll sail into there, and then I think we need a dry dock, to be honest, unless the 27 hull damage can be repaired.
27 is like how close to broken are like?
Our boat has 950 hit points.
Yeah, no, that's something you don't require dry dock.
Okay,
for.
And our sails likely with 11 damage out of 150 are.
No, this is minor repairs. This is repairs that you could even do at sea.
Okay.
Like you're nowhere near the point where you need to actually dry dock your ship.
All right, we'll start off with free trade square.
I have a suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we put a cost on how many hit points we can repair? So let's say, oh, you have maybe 100 hit points worth of repairs that you can do of supplies on your ship.
We already don't we already have that?
There is, you do have repair supplies on your ship.
We have
No,
we have 2,000 gold pieces worth of supplies, and repair materials. So I assume every once in a while we'll restock that.
Okay.
So yes,
I didn't see that.
They're boat repair kits, effectively.
But I don't want to dip into that until we need it. Like we're in a
Use magic as much as we can.
We've already done that. Half the damage has to be repaired manually. Half of it can be repaired via hit points,
which is a house rule, just to make certain everybody's clear.
So I've called it like repair damage and mendable damage. I'll find maybe some better terms for it, but for now I've got that track separately. Yeah, I've got a laundry list of things that we need to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you make your way into the Free Trade Square. There's a little thing down here so you could, to figure out your distances. Basically, it's like each square is about 100 feet. At Free Trade Square, you make your way in under your squib. Give me a bluff check from whoever's piloting the ship to sort of use your squib as you're coming into the docks.
A bluff check?
Yes, you're lying when they're saying, "What boat are you?" You're saying, "I am the Sakana, and I am trading in glass."
Rose is our designated diplomat. He'll be the one responding to this. I'm like, what is Rose's skill set? It's diplomacy and bluff.
We need a what's it called? Glibness once a day.
So Rose is, Rose is just kind of hanging out in some of the rigging, like just a little bit high up. He's waving to people and he's introducing us as like by our squib name. 23 on the bluff. 23?
Okay. Give me a Ahmed, I need a D4 for who is working the docks of interest, or if anyone of interest is working the docks.
3.
Okay. There are a bunch of humans that are basically working the docks. There are a few dwarves scattered amongst them. They are basically helping take you in. They're taking down notes. Nothing seems strange. You are free to do business. What are you buying and or selling, or planning to buy and or sell?
Yeah, okay. So Molgromere is going to divide the crew up into two groups. One is the group that's going to go sell the manticore and go look for work, basically. Okay. The other group is in charge of resupply and upgrades and crafting and like that whole thing. So I don't know if you want to know who's in which group.
We probably should do that. Here, I will grab the tokens and we can put them on the map here.
We'll leave the crew behind. The crew have already had their like a month and a bit in
fucking
port.
Still, yeah,
they're ordered to stay with the ship and to follow Sun Wu's commands. Who's going to be put in charge of?
Everybody, put your hand on your head.
Right. Ahmed, which group do you want Sodak to be part of? Is he part of the crafting and upgrading group, or is he part of the go into the city looking for work group?
Oh God.
Oof. So Banta has a good skill in sailing. He might be more. See, Sodak is useful to get a job because he looks like he's really useful. Do you know what I mean?
Sunwoo can get the job done.
Let's put him with Sunwoo. Let's put him with Sunwoo. Let's put Sodak there so that he can actually help out, and then Banta will go in and buy stuff.
All right. So Molgromere is going to go into the town.
Look for work.
I'm assuming you want like Grimsby is guarding the ship.
Grimsby's below decks guarding the ship. Jinshe is going to come for at least as long as we have the manticore because grappling. Banta will come to beat the manticore if it's uppity. And I even think Daedalus is going to be the guy that... Grimsby's staying behind. All right, group that stays behind is Sunwoo and the Crafters, who are Sodak. I think that's it. We're going to leave the Naga lady behind. The Ghoul Barrel behind. Ganzorig, I think we're going to leave him as, like, in charge of the watch over the boat.
Yeah, security.
Security. Daedalus, I don't know, looking for work with a slaver.
Guess he's sleeping on the ship.
I think he's security and discipline on the ship. Siren's gonna help Sunwoo find what he needs because she's been to this place before. Karen, we're gonna probably end up going to a tavern, so leaving Karen behind would seem cruel. Gitano. Is Gitano having a lazy day and we're splitting things up via Mark? Because he could be really useful either way.
I think Gitano is having a lazy day.
He's having a lazy day.
He's having a lazy day.
All right,
although he is very useful. He can be on call.
Where's Black Dog?
Did he make the... He's right here. He's blending in. He's camouflaged.
Yeah, we'll bring Black Dog with... We're gonna do some merc work. Could this group have an adventure, Ahmed? Yeah, I think so.
Those guys.
This group could have an adventure. We don't have much.
Not really.
Front muscle.
Tank.
Oh yeah, you're a fucking gun tank.
Yeah.
Gitano,
but
Daedalus,
who can actually?
No, Daedalus is. Daedalus took on a manticore by himself.
Daedalus is an excellent beat stick.
Excellent. All right, here.
All right, we're going to form two groups. Jinshe, Banta, you're in charge of moving the manticore.
Yes, sir, Captain.
Sebastian, Black Dog, Lihida, Karen, you're with me. We're going into the city to see if we can find some way to sell the manticore for what it's worth. I would assume that man-eating monsters that live outside the city, there might be a bounty for. Sunwoo, you're in charge of the upgrades and repairs to the ship. Siren, make sure that he doesn't get into too much trouble looking for what he needs. The rest of you are going to stay on the boat. That includes the crew.
Oh.
You've already had your vacation. This place is for business.
Yes, sir.
Who complained?
Three Fingers complained.
Damn it. If I hear any more complaints, Daedalus will break out his whip.
Going to be Two Fingers.
Also, there are two promotions that have happened since we've arrived. Sodak, you're an officer.
Thank you, Captain.
Protecting
I'll perform my duties as best as I could.
Protecting our ships with your runes and your gun. You've proven yourself. Congratulations. Daedalus, flying off into the middle of the night to face the creature all by yourself was a great act of bravery. You're also considered an officer.
Okay, he nods.
So, Dak, I'm going to put you in charge. You are the chief of firearms of our ship. Daedalus, you're our jailer and interrogator. And also to support the deck boss as his second.
Okay, he's...
Yes, sir.
He seems very pleased with the role selection. He's biting his lip and sort of vibrating with energy, and like we're trying to maintain stillness.
Sodak's save is like, oh, I get to work on guns.
Oh, I get to meet people.
For now,
thank you, Captain.
Daedalus, you'll report to either Banta or Black Dog whenever they're on duty. Keep discipline while I'm gone. Sodak, you are to make sure that your repairs and crafting are that they jive with Sun Wu.
Absolutely,
as he is the master builder and alchemist.
Understood.
All right, Sun Wu, you have. I've already looked at your papers. Ooh. I've circled the ones that have our approval. Oh, okay. And I'm sure that you can handle doing things at the same time. Like getting goods at the same time as some people are in charge of repairs? You're in charge with all that. Okay. Yeah, no problem. We'll get it done. Looks over his shoulder at Daedalus. Yep, we're gonna get everything done on time.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Keep an eye out. We did have a run-in with a ship recently that might have come from this port. If I were them, I'd be limping back here. Gaetano, where's Gaetano?
Should I fetch him for you, sir?
I thought I was talking to everyone. Fuck's sakes. Gaetano, Captain boy, where are you? I was looking for the fox. Oh, he's in here! He's sleeping in here! Sleeping in one of the boats. one of the launches. Hey, you need me to help? You need... Hey, someone was supposed to wake me up when we got into port. Who was that? I don't know, someone.
You should be paying more attention, Katano.
I will strive to do my job better next time, cabin boy.
I do my best when I'm improvisationally involved in things. It keeps things more interesting that way when it's like, oh no, is Katano going to save us now? Fucking Mark giving us awesome to roleplay. If you see a certain captain that you've made friends with recently, make sure you continue to use your magic to keep him befuddled. Yeah, save the day again. Everyone loves Katana. You sure you don't need him with you? Molgromere's considering, like, maybe we should bring Katana with us. Going to find work. Nah, Molgromere will handle this. No, keep him here with you. You might need him.
I think Katano would sway something big or small. We'll be doing anything big if we needed him.
Bring him with you if you need to make any negotiations over prices. Gaetano, in this city, you probably don't want to charm people to rob from them. We still want to do business here. Keep in mind, everyone, you step out of line or you're drunk in an alleyway, there are slavers here. They've got a big slave market. I'd prefer all of my crew members to be still aboard the boat and part of my crew when I get back.
I will guarantee it.
Don't anybody get drunk, okay?
Ahmed brought a prop.
I have a prop. It's not a perfect prop.
It's a pomegranate juice bottle. Yeah, it's
Pomegranate juice. But look, it's a gourd.
Yeah, it is a gourd.
It is.
It's gourd shaped.
Yep.
Mind drinking, everyone. Okay, don't. Yeah. Say aye.
Oh, okay.
Come on, horsey.
Aye, aye.
He's calling the manticore horsey.
Yeah, Genzor.
Captain, can we free the slaves in the slave market?
No, that is not what we're here to do. We were frightened of storming a single slave galley. This is a metropolis of people who rely upon that commerce. We wouldn't get out of the port alive. In fact, we might actually be, depending on your point of view, selling a slave. He looks down at the manticore.
Slaves have to be smart. It's just a big thing.
Oh, I imagine that this manticore could beat you in checkers.
It's a fish. Can fish be slaves?
Fish are food to most people, says Jinshe. Good thing I'm neither. Neither slave nor food. The thing waddles closer to Molgromere as if it's safer that way. Yeah, well,
I believe you did heal. Black Dog still has damage on his
Oh
token.
yeah. We've. This is the next morning, so
yeah, perfect. Okay.
Although the manticore we've kept subdued, so there's like a ton of non-lethal damage to make up for any damage that it healed.
That is healing over time. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Which group do you want to concentrate on first, as Molgromere sets out into the city?
Let's go with the people going off to the city.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So Free Trade Square is a place where you can freely move around. There are no issues. There's the Long Bridge, which is basically a footpath to take yourself to the main island. It is guarded by several burly-looking dwarves. Then you can kind of tell what the muscle of the town has a look to them. You're able to basically you show up saying what do you indicate to them? Like, what is your business on the mainland?
Yeah, we're looking to cash in on a bounty. Also looking for mercenary work. Basically,
okay.
No need to lie.
No need to lie. You're basically That's
what manticore.
We understand you're in Bungan territory. You're following Bungan laws. Everything up in Hanbury.
Understood. It's not my first time here. Nor will be my last.
There you go. Hey, you're basically let through into the city.
Okay, unless Molgromere knows where bounties are posted, I assume.
So Molgromere,
or Sebastian, given that he's got the higher bonus, but.
So Sebastian would suspect. Okay, if you're looking to find business here, there's a business district in the north where particulars of business happen. Pirate's Hook is in where the populace lives. This would be where you'd be finding business, sort of skullduggery type things. The informal part of the city is down here. But Sebastian also knows of Polis's Heptarium. Might be a place where you would take a dangerous animal. Sebastian, being the smartass that he is, knows that Polis is dead. It's been dead for a while. But there's a druid that runs this basically alligator farm, man-eating crocodiles. It's a big lizard farm, which might be a decent place to dump the manticore. The Castellany would be where you'd find the admiral or his representatives. That would be a little forward, is how I'm going to call it.
Are these giant trees? What's going on here? What are these?
Yes, those are trees. Like, it is a jungle, and there are trees, and there's buildings built into those trees.
Those
are the stumps.
Those stumps are ginormous.
Yes, they are. This tree, the castle is in a 200-foot diameter tree.
And the trees are still like they're stumps, or are they still standing?
No, they're still standing.
Oh, okay.
If you're flying above.
This place has got a city inside of like giant redwoods.
Yes. And if you're flying above, it would be very hard to spot.
All right.
It's protected from things like dragons.
Where would the official, like, we're going to start with asking if there's an official bounty from the city, from the government itself, to solve their local monster problem before we start looking at secondary places.
Okay, so for something formal from the city, you'd most likely be going to the Castellany.
Okay, we're gonna head there, and we're not trying to hide the fact that we have a manticore. Like, we're fucking almost parading it through the streets. Well, not quite. We're not trying to hide it, and we're dragging
Keep your head down low.
It's probably. Molgromere is going to keep an eye out for. Are there any reactions to people seeing the manticore?
Give me a sense motive.
I don't know if Banta's good at this.
That's him asking for help. He's currently, his kids are home, sapping his intelligence as we speak. We could watch the little, there's little minuses going on.
All right, so Molgromere aiding Banta, and then Banta's aid.
Karen will also aid Banta.
Okay. Yeah, Molgromere says keep an eye out. Let's see what the.
Sorry.
That's a total of 30.
Okay, so 30.
Let's keep an eye out. If anyone has a bad reaction or an interesting reaction around the manticore, we should try to talk to them. See what's up here. Keep in mind this monster is eating people and likely lairs nearby.
So the people are shocked at the manticore. Many people are equally shocked at Jinshe.
Okay.
In terms of his size. You are a big group. You're given a wide berth. The order with which people find things interesting would be Manticore first, Jinshe second, Sebastian third. They really don't care about the large humanoidy humans. And for those who do see Sebastian, he actually takes more interest than the walking fishbowl is more interesting to them than a Manticore. The people in the streets here are somewhat heavily armed. It is also a very diverse city, made up of humans and dwarves are the primary races amongst the city. Ahmed, I need a percentile roll from yourself.
Tukli. How's the
out of the way, you ingrates?
how's the Imperium here?
There's also a fair amount of tieflings.
Tieflings. Okay.
Don't be rude. I'm just calling it as I see it.
They're not ingrates. They are the brave citizens of this slaver nation that need to be liberated. Later.
just regarding Karen. Captain, I do believe this one is going to get us into a whole lot of trouble.
I said we'll liberate them later. Molgromere promised we'd liberate them next time.
I did not say that.
It was implied.
Don't add your interpretations to what I say.
Yes, sir. Coran is now winking to Sebastian.
Is there something caught in one of your ocular orifices?
I can show you another ocular orifice.
Lee laughs at that. Black Dog's like on edge for violence. Like he's strange.
There are hardy folk who live here, Black Dog, and they have this tendency towards tattooing. Many people are heavily marked. The tattoos, like they tend to towards this blue ink tattoo, or these blue ink in the tattoos. Okay, as you navigate through the city towards the largest tree, which is the base of the Castellany, you do pass a fortification that looks like a castle nestled between three trees. It has a like a big gate at the front. You're actually going like the way you're. No, that wouldn't work. So you end up walking and seeing a large gate to a big court where there's a bunch of trade happening, buying and selling. You make your way past. Molgromere, you might think that it's a good idea not necessarily to bring some of the people you have with you into the main trading zone of a city that has a significant portion of its economy based on slavery. Okay, you make your way to the Castellany. So
just watching Corinne pout. Yeah,
it's watching him be sad. I'm so mad. Okay, at the base of this tree, there is a fortification. There is a public notice board and some people that serve this area. Ahmed, I need a D6. See if there's anyone of interest there.
3.
Okay, someone of moderate interest.
Yeah, we're looking for a sheriff or somebody who's like plugged into the authority here.
Okay, give me a D2 if you could.
Unless we're already approached by dragging this creature through the streets. Nobody's.
Yeah, like, hey, do you have a license for that?
Yeah, exactly.
Got a license for that? Okay. A man does approach you as you're from the Castellan.
Back. This creature dangerous, huh? You don't think?
I only recognize a few of you. Others are new. Welcome to Bloodcove.
It's good to be back here. This is Molgromere. What is Molgromere's alias when he's the captain of the glass runner?
That's a good question.
Steve-O.
Alias. We need to create something. This is the type of thing I would like Mark to be here for.
Nimble fingers the wise. Webby Webberton the web code. The Schfinkt.
I'm going to a fantasy name generator. Real names. I'm sure there's got to be a captain name generator fantasy.
Long toes. Short toe.
His name is Maxwell. Captain Maxwell.
Maxwell is a totally fine name.
Captain Maxwell of the Glass Runner.
It's the first time I've actually zoomed all the way in on Molgromere's token. He does look like he got stabbed in the face a couple of times.
Yep.
If you told me he was blind, I would agree.
Captain Maxwell of the Glass Runner. We ran afoul of this beast not too far, 2 miles outside of port. They tried to attack and eat some of my crew. We were wondering if there was a bounty for such a thing. Surely this thing must have preyed upon the people of Bloodcove.
The seaways are dangerous, and there have been reports of flying beasts preying upon vessels.
He points. Behold, one of said flying beasts. We could find somebody else to purchase this from us, or we could go outside the city limits and just let it go.
No need, no need. Give me 1 second. I want to just check
Captain Molgromere.
Molgromere.
No one will suspect.
Okay. All right.
Who is this guy? He just
Oh,
approached us?
he approached. He is a low-level administrator. His name is Koa. He introduces himself as Koa.
Yep.
He doesn't give himself a title or a role. He's acting as like a justice in this case.
Perhaps you could point us in the right direction, Koa.
We can offer a bounty of 6,000.
Molgromere thinks for a moment. Is that what the existing bounty is, or is that your estimation of how dangerous it is?
You must understand, this is no ordinary manticore. This manticore is actually a princely breed of manticore. It is much smarter than the average one. It could likely beat Karen here at checkers.
Is your Karen a formidable foe at checkers?
Oh, yes. Yes, he's quite fond of checkers.
Karen's nodding. He's not quite, like, he's not keeping up with the conversation.
8 would be much fairer, given the damage that it did to our ship and the near death of some of our crew members.
8 is acceptable.
Where would you like it? He holds out his hand, like.
Okay. The Koa takes your hand and gives it a shake. If you are able to wait a few moments for payment, I will have men come to collect up the manticore.
We're not in any hurry. Our ship needs some repair.
I have a question. Before boarding, did you divvy the loot from the your heist?
Divvy the loot from the heist.
Sorry,
It's still in our hold, and we have not spread the dwarf captain's gear around because we haven't. You did that during the countdown.
Because I'm a jack.
So it's
no.
It's still in the. So the dwarf captain's gear is still in the captain's quarters,
Okay.
or in one of Sun Wu's rope tricks because it's being identified.
Yeah, it's in the identification process. That's fine.
And then the actual junk that we've got, not junk, but the muskets may have been distributed to some of the crew members.
Okay.
That would be the most visible thing. Otherwise, we've got a bunch of that crafting material, which we're either going to sell or we're going to use ourselves.
Okay. It takes about 20 minutes before some big burly dwarfs come to collect up the manticore. You're given it would be a bag with 80 bloodstones in it. They're worth 100 gold pieces each.
Awesome. 80 bloodstones. Pleasure doing business with you. Since we obviously have found the right person, Is there a list of bounties or anything that any jobs that an administrator of Bloodcove would need someone of our particular talents? Well, we are merchants. I seem to have hired some people that might be closer described as mercenaries. And he's just basically like, look at the beef that I have brought between Jinshe and 7'10" Lihita, Black Dog, and fucking Banta. Karen is no small man either.
Nope. It's when he looks small, but that's just because everybody else is huge.
We have all manner of talents on our crew.
Give me a percentile roll.
Sure. 21.
We do have opportunities for men of skill and character. There are some struggles. We expect a ship from the Consortium. We would like to have what is on it be nowhere near here. That would be the most straightforward job. I mean, if you're looking for simply to fight and make some coin, these are things that can be done. And I know people would pay handsomely for some of your crew. They are specimens.
My crew are free men who have joined of their own free will. I'd be breaking contracts and promises if we were to go down that avenue. So no, none of my crew members are for sale.
They are freemen, yes?
He nods.
If anyone is looking for a leg up, he starts talking past Molgromere. You may feel free. The offer will be always available.
All right.
Looks back to Molgromere.
In some places that might be considered rude, but you just paid me a small handsome sum. I will look past you trying to poach my crew members.
It's the challenges of having crews of freemen. They get to make their own choices.
Still, there is a rude way to do it.
Are you familiar with the Aspa Consortium?
Welcome here.
Did you say ass consortium?
He thank Banta. He'll thank Banta later for his being a drug guy. I think I know who they are.
There is a potential opportunity for outsiders related to the Consortium.
These are the people we just robbed, aren't they? Is this working for or against the Consortium?
It is working for the Castellany. That's what's important.
Perfect. So there's a ship, a Consortium ship that is supposed to come here. You don't want the contents of the boat to be anywhere near Bloodcove.
Nods.
Is there a time limit? We do have some repairs and upgrades that we planned on doing to our boat while we were here.
Give me a D10, Ahmed.
Yes, Captain.
I am the DM. Captain
Yes,
DM.
Captain.
You shall address me as the Dungeon Master.
Dungeon Master, I rolled a fun magician.
Everything we're in was yes, sir. May I have another?
there, sir.
No.
I think the power has gone to Adam's head. Quick.
I've been trapped in cars with children, very large children, for too long. All right. The ship is expected within 4 days.
And what is the nature of this thing that you don't want anywhere near the cove? What am I taking on? What surprise is it?
It is a...
It's an artifact called the Dead Man's Limb. Fuck you! No.
He's motioning you into a nook, like outside of, like, before all this was just sort of happening out in the open.
Yeah, he'll go over. Sebastian will follow, and he'll just kind of like wave to the others to like keep guard. He'll bring Banta with him to keep his ass guarded.
The Consortium controls many things, and the Admiral is displeased with the Consortium's overreach. Someone important to the Consortium is arriving.
Some person that's important. I see.
It is confusing. The person is traveling in storage, is what I'm told.
Oh, how fascinating. Are they in temporal stasis, or simply a prisoner? Something like petrification, or perhaps are they turned into ice? That would be a problem. We don't have an icebox aboard our ship.
Sebastian's just rambling on.
What do you want to do with them?
Sorry? Beg your pardon?
Don't mind him, he's rum drunk.
I'm not drunk. Close.
The Aspar Consortium.
Banta laughing in the corner.
Molgromere raises an eyebrow like this. Really? It's the second time.
The Aspar Consortium has challenged the Admiral's rule as of late.
You don't have the means to put down such insurrection?
Not formally. It would need to be very informal.
I see. So you'd be looking to pass on any blame?
I have no idea who you are.
Having a consortium angry at a single merchantman is much better to the Admiral than having them angry at him.
Give me a knowledge bard, or do you have any like crime kind of skills or these sorts of things?
Knowledge local?
I guess pirate. Knowledge local? I guess knowledge local. This would be Pungan territories.
Okay.
So it'd be...
yeah. So this would be untrained
Okay.
knowledge. I have to read Sebastian's thing. Okay. So untrained knowledge check would be plus 16 for Sebastian. 34.
Holy smokes.
He gets to add double.
So the Grand Admiral or the Admiralty has a very tenuous grasp on control in the region. It is very much it prevents lawlessness. It's basically like enforced by force from what they can directly touch. The Aspar Consortium is a front organization for criminality in the Pungan territories. They also do trade in weapons and everything else. But they are currently in like a cold war between the two factions, and the Aspar Consortium is winning. Do you also think that it would be a bad idea to say flash their signet rings around if you were?
I think our captain is mostly correct, especially given that the clack on the seas is that the Admiralty is losing control over the Tupungan territories, and
there's a flash of anger from Koa.
Yep. And that the Asbaka Consortium is gaining the slight upper hand in control. So, whoever this important person is, we would need some assurances. And, well, of course, this sounds very dangerous and, well...
You will not... Your fish should not speak of the Admiral this way.
Oh, I'm telling you as an administrator what we've heard on the seas. This is not my opinion.
Those on the seas should have their tongues removed.
Yes, well...
I don't think they should. That's correct.
Get back over there, guard. I'm over points. Go stand over there.
Sorry. Yes, sir.
Yes, well, such a provocative and defensive fact that there are rumors that you are losing ground. If you are super strong, then you'd never have to remove anyone's tongues. Yep. Anyways, we would expect to be paid quite handsomely.
What situation was where we enjoyed removing one's tongue?
Oh. Are they a delicacy around here?
He turns to Molgromere.
I believe we've gotten off topic. The point is, we'd be shouldering some of the ire of someone who's of a organization that is quite powerful. For the right price and perhaps the right equipment, we'd be willing to take upon this. We would need to. We'd be willing to take on this person. I need to know more about them, and I would need from your powerful administration a particular magic item. Something that would mask this person from scrying.
Oh yes, what an excellent idea, Captain. There are many particular devices and spells that can help in such a manner. Wouldn't it be nice to place a Mage's Private Sanctum over your captain's quarters?
Do you have a list or something similar?
What would that take, Sebastian, for a Mage's Private Sanctum?
Well...
I'm loading. I'm assuming that the guy with the plus 28 Knowledge Arcana and plus 17 Spellcraft knows about the spell?
Yep.
Sorry, we're only 6th level, so...
Yeah, this...
Okay. A Mage's Private Sanctum can be made permanent. For 12,500 gold. They just paid us 8 for a fucking fucking manticore. So
okay, but you'd be asking for this ahead of the job.
Yes.
So this is an advanced.
Yeah.
That's where
this is a ship upgrade.
Although, yes, a Mage's Private Sanctum could be permanently installed for approximately 6.5 talents. Of course, we need a caster capable of casting permanency, as well as the Mage's Private Sanctum. Currently, those are not things that I have given much thought to, Captain.
How long will it take you to learn?
Too much time. Although I have no doubt that one day I will supersede my previous captains and my master, Zedekis. Oh. Zadalis? Oh.
Molgromere bumps the the tripod just enough to shake the water. Like, stop dropping names, dude. Stop.
Just stop. Just stop.
He's had 13 captains before, so, so he might actually have a reputation. It's the unlucky goldfish.
All right, so
like a custom spell, like putting Mage's Private Sanctum as a tattoo onto someone would also be pretty cool. But I don't know if non-detection. Give me a second. Ring of non-detection. There's an amulet of proof against detection and location. That might be it.
Can we put that on the ship?
No, we're going to put it on the person we're supposed to steal from the Aspis Consortium. Protects the wearer from scrying a magical location just as a non-detection spell does. And they have to make caster level checks against a DC of 19. Well, that's...
Why don't you temporarily put him in that rope hole until you solve it?
Molgromere is now looking at Banta. He just gives you a curt nod. Non-detection.
Non-detection is 1 hour per level.
That amulet is way too expensive.
Yeah, 35 grand for that? No way.
What kind of boat we can get with that? Are we gonna pimp out my boat?
They're not buying you that item.
We put a boat on your boat.
I think the spell is this would have to be done in advance. This would not be the only payment, but this would be part of the payment. Our boat is currently docked in the... If you want to think it over or talk to your superiors, we are at the Free Trade Square. He says we have 4 days. The boat's going to arrive in 4 days.
Yeah, he's saying that they're expected in about 4 days.
And how many days do you need this person removed? Is it in general, or is it absolutely earth-shakingly destructive if this person steps foot on Bloodcove?
We would rather the influence not be peddled here.
What does boat look like?
All right. Before we accept this, we'll need to know about the Mage's Private Sanctum quarters, as well as a very good description of who it is that we are going to be bringing aboard and why you're concerned.
Captain, also, we need to find out the security they have and what the ship is like.
Good point, Banta. I knew I brought you for a reason. We would like to know whatever intel you have of the boat and the security around this and the nature of the prisoner relative to or the nature of the passenger. Are they prisoner? Are they crew?
They are cargo. They are coming in on a smuggling vessel. It would be a trade ship. I believe they're supposed to be smuggled in the ballast.
Right. So all this information, just if you could provide it in a short document.
There will be no document.
Very well.
No. write down all that. No, we're not writing things down.
All right. So what's the name of the boat? God damn it! We'll do this fucking verbally.
Give me a second. The boat's name is Lodestone.
Okay, kind of boat.
It is a merchant's vessel.
Like,
It would be similar to the Kurstav in terms of size, which was the last you attacked.
Who's the captain?
He doesn't have a name for the captain.
Okay.
The captain is some sort of wizard. He says.
A wizard. Okay, this great. And this is the Aspar Consortium.
Yep. And there's supposed to be someone in the being smuggled in through the ballast.
All right. And who
Capability is this person able of doing things?
It's captain. It's a wizard. I assume that there are powerful spells that they can cast.
That would be a wise assumption.
Yeah, something to make them not cast spells like something.
Yeah, that's you.
I try not kill them, okay?
Wizards have hard time casting spells when they're being punched in the face.
Or if their tongues are removed.
Oh, yes. It's a valid thing.
Looking at the
Also,
fish.
bending finger back does very good, very bad job for casting. Yes.
Yes, fingers. Dreadful things.
I assume fins are like fingers to fish.
Just looking at Koa.
That's
He's thinking all the things I could do to your mind.
Very deep. You eyes.
All right, what is the cargo? I know it's a person, but who is this person?
This person is supposed to be some leader of the Consortium. That's going to peddle influence. He doesn't know who it is.
So do we kill them, eat them, drown them? What do we do?
As long as they don't come here. And we don't know each other.
It can. He looks at the fish. Can you make them, forget memory?
Yes.
Or like forever?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Yeah, we have a solution. Make them part of our crew.
I suppose, like, lethal cerebral hemorrhage means that you don't have much memory anymore.
Yes, do that.
You can see credit in the background. For whatever reason, he's like... he sees a person being led around with like a chain. That better be a kink.
Where would be the best spot to acquire this cargo?
I would recommend upriver.
This would look like an act of piracy. I'm not too sure what exactly the laws are. How far away from Bloodcove would we have to engage the boat to not have Bloodcove intervene? We wouldn't want any misunderstandings.
At least 20 miles upstream.
20 miles. Alright, and does he have the
I believe
court?
your vessel is small enough to make it... I believe your vessel... he goes, I believe your vessel, the Sakana, is small enough to make it through.
Oh, he calls it by the old name.
The new name. By token. The Glass Runner is called what? Is the new name?
It's called the Glass Runner.
It's called the what?
The Glass Runner.
Glass Runner. The Glass Runner.
It was called the Sakana, and then it went to the deep, and then it got
Then went
raised
to
up.
deep,
We renamed it. We renamed it. Yeah.
No, he calls it by your squib name that
Okay.
you used when you talked it.
Okay.
It's just my token wasn't updated.
See, we have at least 10 or 20 days of ship repairs, upgrades that we wanted to do.
You could attempt it on foot if that is how you prefer to